Do you have someone in your life who is all sunshine and rainbows, no matter what it is that you're dealing with, no matter what it is that you're going through? They're always pointing out the good, finding that silver lining, and hanging on to the optimistic viewpoint of it. And sometimes that can be helpful and refreshing, but other times it can be straight up annoying. And so a lot of times it depends on how it comes across and in what situations that you're dealing with. So I'm going to give you a scenario here. So let's say there's a husband and wife and you're doing a kitchen remodel, and husband works from home, wife is a caretaker of the house, and so both of them are around during the day, and they've got the whole crew in there, and the all the demolitions going on and the hammering and the all the stuff is happening. And the wife is like, oh my gosh, isn't this the best thing ever? And the crew is so friendly and we just get along. And oh my gosh, so and so said this and it was hilarious. And in the meantime, husband is like, no, this is annoying. I need to get some work done. I would rather this wasn't even happening. This is a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And she's like, well, that's a piss poor attitude. Like, why are you looking at it like that? And she gets upset with him for viewing it the way that he does. And then he's getting annoyed with her for thinking it's all great. This is often just a disconnect between understanding the positivity strength and where it falls for each of you. And instead, you try to put your own strengths on somebody else. So wife is upset with husband for not being more positive about the situation and not enjoying the new friendships and relationships that maybe she's building with the people that she's working with to get this project done. And he's annoyed because he just wants to focus and stick to his schedule and get his work done. And so he gets upset with her for being so okay with it. And it's just a matter of understanding one another's strengths and understanding. So if husband said, okay, I get it. Wife has positivity high. No matter what happens with this project, she is going to see the good in it. And she probably has a lot of other relationship building strengths high if she's enjoying yucking it up with the crew and, having a good time with them and stuff. And learn to respect the fact that that's how she operates. That's what's natural to her. And that's what makes her unique. And it makes her who she is. So instead of get upset with her for being positive about it, understand ahead of time, we're going to go into this project and I already know she's going to have this positive outlook on it no matter what it is that's happening with it. And then vice versa. When wife realizes that maybe positivity isn't nearly as high for her husband as it is for her, and probably focus is high and maybe discipline is high, and he just wants to dial in and get his stuff done, his work is important to him, and he just wants to be able to do it and do it as easy as possible with as little distraction, and so he can get the things done that he wants to get done, because in his world, productivity is what's important. So if she understands that about him ahead of time, they can have the conversation of what this is probably going to look like and how to come up with a solution so that it works for him to be able to deal with this. Maybe he does his work in the basement for a while instead of his office, or whatever the solution might be. But the point is, when you honor these things about one another, instead of A, get annoyed, and B, try to make the other person more like you about it, that will help the situation so much more, especially if you have maybe the project goes a lot longer than what was anticipated and orders are backed up and it's a mess and there's nothing you can do to move forward in this. Then if wife is still all positive about it, she might be taking her strength a little too far and getting into the toxic positivity, where for her to feel okay and for her to feel comfortable with situations no matter what, she has to point out the positive. She has to find something good about it because she does not know how to handle it when it isn't. And so that's when you lean into some of your other strengths. And we can get into things like that later. But the point is, know ahead of time who it is you're dealing with, how they operate best, honor that within them along with being yourself. And that will help frustrations minimize so much more.